Project, Ms. E.K. Patterson and Melissa Tulloch.
My name is Melissa Tulloch. I am the project coordinator of the UWI Community Film Project. We're here today to give you a short presentation on the work that we do and how we engage young persons in the art of filmmaking. We have here E.K. Patterson, who is the project coordinator for the persons in Augustown. She's also a community animator and she's one of the instructors on the course. We also have here Bishop Bennett, who graduated from the course, and Jermaine Hill, who graduated from the course. You'll be seeing their work shortly. They both worked on 2 films that were very spectacular, actually. They were shown at our film festival that we have every year called GapFest. And they were also shown on TVJ because they were selected as the top films that came out of the film project. To give you a brief history, we started in August 2012 with a batch of 5 persons from the Greater Augustown community, because the Center for Tourism and Policy Research, which is what the project falls under, is very interested in community engagement and community development. So we wanted to find out a way of what we can use to engage young persons to develop their personal and social skills, and also to give them a training skill that they can use as an income generator. So we came up with film as that medium. So since then we've graduated with 6 cohorts of over 100 students, and what we do is engage them in the art of filmmaking. We train them on the basics of producing short films, and we carry them through the entire process of filmmaking, so they learn all the skills, all the different areas of the film industry, and what it would take to become an independent filmmaker and a filmmaker who can show their work internationally. And we also put together the Great Augustown Film Festival, which I explained is an annual film festival to showcase their work on an international platform. And it is also to engage young filmmakers in Kingston and as well as locally, regionally as well, who produce short films and want to get their work out. The course is a short film course. It lasts about 6 to 12 weeks, and they're engaged in all the aspects of filmmaking, as I said, and they're given the opportunity to produce their own film at the end of the course, which they show at their graduation ceremony, and they also receive a certificate of completion and participation. We have a project documentary, which it's films. I don't want to talk too much. I want to show you visually the type of work that we do. And that project documentary gives the history and shows you some of the work of the students. And then we'll show Vishnu and Jermaine's work for you, and then we can discuss maybe their experiences and how the project has helped them in their development and the development of their communities. Come on!
In 2012, the Center for Tourism and Policy Research embarked on a project in the Greater Augustown community. Now, this project was aimed at training young people in the community in the rudiments of video and filmmaking.
And your hand was all around her, Vivian, in a close position? Don't you dare baby me.
From the very moment he came up with the idea or pitched the idea to me, I was very interested. I like working with young people, but not that I'm not young myself, but I like working with people who have talent and passion and vibrance, and I also like being a part of a developmental process, and I feel like this project is exactly that. The community members have a lot of talent, but because of the stigma and the perceptions of the outside community, they haven't been given a chance to express that side, the historical side, the cultural side, and I think that this project gives that opportunity and gives that avenue to young people to express themselves.
Action! Hey Carly, can you spare me a minute? I want to talk to you a bit. Action! Get right!
Somebody call an ambulance!
I started out in 2012 in the summer
around in the summertime there about, and it was 5 days, very intense 5 days in doing this project. I didn't actually know nothing about so much about filming, and I'd even think about as a person could from Augustine community could really make a video or anything, because I never done it before. Anyway, he asked me what I wanted to do, and I told him I wanted to tell a story about Augustine, do a documentary actually.
Nestled in the foothills of the Long and Dallas Mountains in the Kingston 7 area is the community of August Town. It is home to 5 districts: African Gardens in the east, Goldsmith Villa to the west, Hermitage to the northwest, Bedwood Gardens to southeast, and August Town proper at the center.
A lot of young people with talent get the chance to express it and show it. And as you know, this is a garrison where opportunities hard to come by.
Audio Jungle.
Camera rolling. Action.
Vivian, if you give me these, what you give the girl I saw you making out with in the park the other day?
Girl. Me?
Yes, girl, yes, you. And you told me you was at work?
Oh, see. Well, our instructors teach us many things, and believe you me, I appreciate it so much. My fellows, classmates, appreciate it so much, and it shows in our work, it shows in our appearance, it showed in so many things, and believe you me, the teachers was wonderful.
Basically, I think this program was very extraordinary. Also, what I find very interesting is the producing and directing part of the program, where they learn how to be a manager. Different from that, I think this program is a very good program to branch off and be globally to Jamaica.
I feel as if they want to use a model like this, it doesn't have to be filmed. It didn't have to be filmed when it came to this project. It could be anything, but it's important to tap into the positive side of a community and to manifest on those talents, I feel, and that is what would propel them to success, to reach for a goal and to concentrate on that goal. I think that practice is good for any person in development growing up, or for any community that wants to change the perception.
Film is really about telling stories, so we have provided an opportunity for young people, for persons who might be classified as marginalized or even at risk, and those who are not at risk but are from some communities which are not as well-to-do as others within the society. We've provided an opportunity for them to tell of an experience, because we know that they have a story to tell, they have a narrative, and we expect that this narrative will be greatly fascinating to those who will view the films during Greater Augusttown Film Festival.
Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is E.K. Patterson. I'm one of the instructors, as Melissa said. That documentary, that short documentary, was actually filmed and edited by the students that graduated from the previous cohort to making that documentary. If you get that, right? Yeah. But it was put together solely by the students. So, as Melissa said, we go into the communities. We have been in Augusttown, Mona Common, Nannyville, parts of, we've had students from Tivoli, we've had students from Mountain View, we've been into Montego Bay, Canterbury and Norwood. And we're also, this time, from next week, Trenchtown, Jonestown, Augustown, Rockford, Flankers, Norwood, Canterbury, Glen Devon, a whole heap of communities. So, you know, we're going into these communities and we're encouraging these young people to tell their stories. How we initiate the program is that we go into the communities and we walk around and we talk to people who are on the streets, you know, marginalised, unattached young people, and we invite them to be part of the project. It is challenging, you know, what you see there, and when I watch that program, that documentary, I feel teary. That's why you probably can hear it in my voice, because I know where we're coming from to actually get to there. And the young people are absolutely awesome. We encourage them to think out of the box when they're making movies. We encourage them to think international. What does the rest of the world want to see? Where are historical movies coming out from Jamaica? We're enriched with culture and history. And we're not producing these stories. We're not telling the world about our culture. And so we encourage the young people to actually think outside of the box. And I think when you see the films that these two young people have worked on, I think you will definitely agree with me that these movies are outside of the box.
The first film is Trapped in the Mirror. It was produced by the cohort that just graduated from the film course, and as I said, it went into the Great August Film Festival. It won Best Film Project Film, and it was shown on TVJ as well. And it was produced by a group of students, and Vishnu played the editor, right? And I'm talking Jermaine, sorry. Jermaine played the cameraman, and he helped with editing a little bit on the film. We can turn off the lights and play that one, and then if anyone has any questions for the team, they can ask the questions and kind of discuss with them their experience on the course and how it has since then affected their experiences.
Ocean, wake up. Alright, dude. You get knocked out.
What just happened?
Things gave you a rough talk about at least we made it good. You see who stuck around? DJs! Oh, you always get the girl and look you. I mean, know you like her too. But still, them check for you weird that.
This is my lucky yard. Don't touch it.
Alright, boss. Okay, or not, you better call Chantel. You... Yes, it's me. Is this a dream? Pinch yourself. What are you doing in the mirror? I'm trapped. Trapped? In the mirror? Yes, you've kept me here long enough. Me? How? You don't need that hat to remember me, Hosheen. Just look in the mirror. I don't want to forget. It was my fault. It wasn't your fault, Hosheen. It was an accident. You have to forgive yourself. Live your life. Do it for me. I have to go now, brother. Goodbye, Rosheen. Goodbye, Hosheen. You'll be fine.
Hosheen! Hosheen!
Oh. Living baller. Never know you could have fly.
Hosheen, you okay?
I am now. Yo, brother, you left your lucky hat.
You keep it. I don't need it anymore.
Go.
I'm trapped.
One more.
I'm trapped.
I'm trapped.
I'm trapped.
Yeah. One more.
I'm trapped.
Nigeria, you will be pulling them. Why me, why not to the ground, Gangalini, Nigeria, you will be pulling them. Why me, why not to the ground, Gangalini, Nigeria, you will be pulling them. When you need that thing, you must take it seriously. When you need that thing, you must take it seriously. Take it follow you when you look for the video.
Thank you. I think you will agree, right? Those movies are out of the box. And I just want to say that at the initial interview, those movies are not on the community's mind. And I don't have to tell you the type of movies that they come and say that they want to do. They want to learn how to do the blood, how to make the special effects. And throughout the course, with the guidance of not just me, but all the instructors that are involved in this course, we kind of are able to change the mindset, because coming from the communities onto the university campus is a massive step to a lot of those young people. Some of them have not even been out of their community. Not only is it a massive step for them, but inside their self-esteem is rising, and is rising as each week goes along, and they get socialized, they get to meet different people, they're part of the university family, and it's a massive experience. But they then become more creative with meeting people from different walks of life, and they're able to come up with stories like this. And the stories, the two young people that wrote these stories, unfortunately, we really wanted them to be here tonight, but they weren't able to make it, are coming from Augustown. And I met the two of these on the streets, on a corner, with another young person who unfortunately was killed 2 months after they started the course. And it was a challenge to get them to come, because they didn't really know whether that is what they wanted to do. But I remember them saying, I write stories. And I said, well, what kind of stories? They said, no, miss, they're in my head. The stories are in my head. So to be able to bring them and they write these stories and put these stories to the screen, I think is a massive achievement for not just those two young people, but for everybody, that all the young people that were involved in this movie.
So So the floor is now open to Vishnu and Jermaine. If anyone has any comments or questions for them, you can ask and see to them now. Or if maybe they want to start with a little background on their experience and what it was like to produce the film.
Okay, my name is Vishnu Ben, and I was never interested in film. I never knew anything about film until a friend of mine introduced the program to me. I started thinking about it. Then coming and did the interview, and I got to, and a friend asked me, "You want to learn anything about film?" I said, "The only thing I'd like to learn is probably editing." And when I started the course now, and the instructors began, it was like I was at a different place. It just opened a different side of me. Like it just opened my creativity. When I'm learning, I start imagining things like how I can then use whatever experience. Because EK always said that everybody has a story, and it's the way you portray it. So, you know, long and short, it was a really good journey. I'm a musician, so I'm a musician as well as a writer and a teacher. I do a lot of work, you know. And if I was to do a film on my life, I think a lot of persons would gravitate towards it. And the thing about it is, the film project has that opportunity for me to really dissect my story and put it to visual. You know, and I just thank each and every one of the instructors for their input and whatever I've learned, you know, and the group that I work with, you know, to carry out this project. In just one day we had to shoot and put everything together. It was really a challenge, but we did it and it was successful, I would say.
Okay. My experience at the film project. First, I was at home, not doing anything. Then a friend of mine told me that the EK was going around the community looking for persons to do the course. I always wanted to do film. I always like to watch it, me and my mother. And so I usually tell her that one day I'll be writing my own or making my own. So the day when I heard that EK was going around, I was very excited. I went, by the time I heard she was already at the top, so I had to run to catch her before she go back over. So when I went to EK, she told me when to come to the interview, and I did. After the interview, when I got through, I said that I was just going, get through, and leave. But when we started, I found that wasn't possible. Because EK break it down for us. Gave us some exercise to bring us together like a family, to make us open up to one another, learn from one another, and those stuff. Each of the coordinators brought their own style and teaching. We learned exceptionally well from them, and it was fun. Yeah, I'm from the Augustone community, from Lower Augustone, Bedwell Gardens.
I'm from Olympic Garden, Blackburn, Pennsylvania.
I watched the movie and it's very good. The quality, everything is, the storyline, everything is very good. So I'm commending you guys on that. Just want to know, post the program, the project. You're not out of the community? You're not out of the community?
No,
you're
still
graduated from the program. So I'm still,
are we still engaging persons in August?
No graduates.
Yeah.
And it's like, you still guiding the graduates?
Right. What happens is that when they finish the program, we have a number of opportunities. We have a great partnership with RJR. We have we had 3 interns work at RJR who are now on permanent contracts. We offer internships within the project. So I don't know if anybody who was here earlier on, 2 of the camera men that we had, the young people that we had, they were interns on the project, and now they actually work with the project as technical assistants. The young man at the end, actually, I don't know if you forgot, but he actually starts his internship next week, right? So he has an internship. We have somebody working with Lenny Littlewhite who started as an editor and is now doing rigging and lights and everything else. That was, I think it's 2 years ago now. We also have a graduate at the back there who's working with RJR 2.5 years, and also there's a lot of projects. We do a lot of stuff. We work on TV, we do TV shows, Food Choice, Top 10 Chart Show, if anybody knows it. We work on that as well with our students. So there are definitely opportunities, and we also have a film festival which we started to give a platform for the young people to show their films. Hence, that's why Trapped in the Mirror won and then went on to play on TVJ. So we always give an advice. If the young people come to us, if they've left the cohort, if they come from cohort 1 and they come to us and they want advice or they want us to use the equipment and we are able to supervise them, it's there for them.
Okay, great. Sorry, the question immediately after that is not necessary then. I want to ask both individuals, how has you experienced a new ability? You went outside your comfort zone and you saw that you were able to do something different. How has that experience caused you to think going forward? So has it impacted how you have progressed in life in terms of thinking and everything?
Yes, significantly, because my father has a band, we play traditional Indian and folk music, and we did our research, we know exactly where everything, and the thing about it, we have never done a film discussing our culture, our roots and things, and we keep up the tradition in the family as well up to now. And we just starting out writing the story to produce the film, because we're already playing the music, we make our own food, curry, everything. So everything coming to light. And the film project, that was the side of the creative side that it opened for me. It's like a doorway, opportunity that opened for me. And not just me, because a lot of persons who I've worked with, especially from my group, started giving inputs and ways how we could do stuff other from what we have learned. So and now I'm thinking about starting my own production and forming a team, which I'm in the process of now. And just going forward, because it's really fun,
I want to congratulate you both on the work that you have done. I really enjoyed both films. I found them so heartwarming, both of them, although telling different sides of a sort of love story, 2 different kinds of love for somebody that you care about. It was so touching, and I noticed on the program, it's a big team of people who make this possible. Had you met these people before, or did you just meet them when you came to the program, or did you know them? How did you form your team, and what was that experience like working with other people and getting the project together?
Well, I knew some of them from Augustown. Some of them were from different areas. I usually see them, but never interacted with them. At the course, we talked a lot. At some points we couldn't get along, but we made it work. The Trapped in the Mirror, it was fun to make. We had a lot of fun there. In our film, as you can see in the first part, one side of the room was messy, one side was clean. There was like a conflict in O'Shane's mind going on there. His brother's side, it hasn't been touched. His side was constantly messy. So no one should be on that side. As part where every time he see like he knocks out or he fall asleep, he gets some nightmare about that day when his brother died. And in the end, at the mirror, that was when he finally accepted. And when he woke up, he started a new life. And the girl picked him up and he left by the heart, said he didn't want it anymore. Yeah.
It's a great story and great realization of the vision. Yeah, well done.
Good night, everybody. I just wanted to congratulate the team. I know the project and I'm Melissa. But yeah, I'm really impressed. I've seen the work of these two young men now, and it's amazing. As I think Ike said, it's not the stories you expect coming from August now. We hear so many bad things about the communities, but there's fabulous creative talent, and there's so much talent available here in Jamaica, and it's important that we tell those stories. In the Caribbean generally, I'd love to see this project grow. I know it's growing in Jamaica. The university has region-wide reach. We have a fabulous program down in Trinidad. There's stories to be told there as well. With the sort of explosion of crime and domestic violence and what is happening there are stories to be told. So these are the young people whose creative talent we need to tap into. So congratulations, gentlemen. Looking for great things in the future.
Thank you very much. I also want to congratulate the young men for being creative and being able to actually put something visual to actually share a message. The way you explain the room, I would have, if I watched it a second time, I would notice those nuances. I've trained myself to notice nuances in movies, but I didn't see it the first time. But as you explain it, it fits. And I think film is one of the best ways you can pass on values, the best ways you can actually portray solutions, or get people to start thinking about things. And I think it's one of the great things we can use in youth development to actually change mindsets, or to actually spread good messages in our communities of change. I just want to, it's not a question, but a challenge to you to go beyond. I know I'm someone, I normally get upset when I watch movies, contemporary movies, because I can tell what's going to happen next. Especially in sports movies, where you lose a couple times and then you win the last time. It's basically that. So going beyond the normal movie profiles to share a message, targeting persons in your communities, and you know what exists there, and you know what you want to perpetuate or what doctrine you want to put in, and you can do that with film. So I really applaud the effort and the work that you guys are doing. I think it's something we should actually try and perpetuate across the region.
Thank you. I too want to congratulate the two young men for your effort. I certainly got the message, and like I said, the sequencing was really good. You know, sometimes in these courses, you find that when everything is put together, you find gaps, but I found that the sequencing was really, really good, and I congratulate you on that. I also want to congratulate the program itself, the organizers of the program, and it has convinced me that we can use these creative tools to empower youth. And here I want to share, in Barbados we have a program which we call the Digital Media Program, and I'm hoping that we can have some collaboration between your program and our program. We don't exactly go into the community, and this is from the ministry now, we don't exactly go into the community and ask persons to come, but we send the news out that we are running the cohorts, and the youngsters come in, men and women come in, young men and young women, join the program. And I can't remember how long it runs, Mr. Hunt?
Yes.
How long does it run? 12 weeks. And at the end of that, they graduate by producing a film. And we've had some very interesting films produced. There was one that was a musical, all original music. And I mean, we just sat down there in awe at what these young people who did not have a clue about the use of a camera and producing films, you know, what they were able to create. And this is where I want the collaboration to come in now. Because the best of those young people go to the Arabar Center for Creative Imagination at the University of the West Indies Cape Hill campus. And they go through now a higher stage of learning in terms of filmmaking. And we even had some who they performed so well that they went on to New York and so on to study further. We have had, I think, about 3 or 4 cohorts, because it's a young program. And we have graduated probably about, I think, about 200 persons. 20% of those youngsters have their own business. Another percentage are involved in editing film, not just locally produced film, but some of those same films that you watch on television. The film come to Barbados, the youngsters edit the film, and they go back to the producers further field. They work with you have RJR, we have CBC. They work with CBC, and in fact, we are now in the process of signing off on an MOU with CMC, who have made their studios available for these young people if they want to do any editing or whatever. So this is just to let you know you're onto a good thing. We have seen it work in Barbados with our young people. And one more example, there's I'm sure you all may have heard about the AGNAP program that coming through UNDP. We had a situation in Barbados where there were some youngsters who were very intractable and so on in school. And they were sent to this special school that we have for young people who give trouble, to put it, mildly. So they were going to this special school because of behavior problems. And through this program, they asked if they could come into if you could run a special program during the summer for this group of youngsters. And they came in. And you would not have known that there were kids who had behavior problems. The transformation was phenomenal. And all of those youngsters went back to school, went back to regular school, and settled in. And it was because of the excitement of the filmmaking. I remember speaking to them, and I said, how are you young people doing? Because I make my little fun going downstairs. Oh, ma'am, it's good. I say, you're enjoying it? Ma'am, this is really fun. And then we had a tour of an exhibition coming out of a national camp program. And you should see them running with the cameras, just like you see on TV with the filmmakers. And they're laying down and they're going into all the different postures to get the right shot. But that did a lot for those young people. And, the creative tools I find are a very good instrument to sort of bring a lot of our young people who are unattached, those where apathy and anime have stepped in, to bring them back into mainstream, and they do it while having fun. So afterwards, we'll exchange information, and I think that we could do some collaboration, especially since the Arabar Center at our university, and your program is here at Mona. I think we could have some collaboration. So it was a joy. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. I myself also want to say congrats to the 2 young men there. I see you guys as a game changer to the mindset of many young people in Jamaica who believe that to do a film must be about guns and drugs and dancehall. That film is a film that many other young men might be looking at you as being soft, or what we sometimes will say sissy. But you are brave and strong, because many times we as young men, as our poor as we may be or look, we have some deep thoughts. We have some poems that we have written many times in our minds, but we are afraid to express it. And I thank you very much for expressing that thought through the films. I mean, watching it, from seeing the box, I could say that, all right, yes, his wife is cremated, but the story flipped because I was expecting him to meet someone else. Because sometimes in film we perceive the ending what it will be, but it's different. I wish I could see it as being a full moment. So thank you very much. You do encourage me.
I just wanted to congratulate all of you. I've been involved in some film stuff back in the UK, and it's not easy. It's not easy putting a film together. I wanted to ask you two guys, what was the biggest thing that you learned about yourselves? Not technical, not editing and sound and camera, but what did you learn about yourselves through the process?
Yes, well, I was a person who liked being among other persons and, you know, try to find out what their characters are and try to add to it if you're a team and stuff. But being in an environment where it really engaged the team to operate, it wasn't that challenging. It wasn't that challenging because we had exercise from the instructors that brought everybody that we have icebreakers when they're doing stuff, and that kind of just get everybody to just forget about nervousness and forget about everything else and just focus, because we had fun, and that's the most important thing. If you can have fun while you're working, I mean, that's one of the best feelings. You know?
For me, what I found about myself, usually not so good in crowd, right? So when I went up there and did the icebreakers, I found out that yes, I'm actually a people person. It wasn't per se me as not being a people person, but the people I'm around. So that was the thing that I found about myself.
I just want to quickly add, the first week of the course, when we get all the students in, of course they're coming from different communities. Augustown itself has problems within the community. And so we're bringing all these people together, and Shotter and Killer are suddenly Theodore and Ronald. They have their name tags on. They're not wanting to wear their name tags. The tags are very much hidden away. So we have a series of icebreakers for the first week where we break down those barriers. And trust me, the second week, if they get a little tear on their name badge, they'll come in and say, Miss, I need a new name badge. Because by the end of the week, the barriers are broken down. They're mixture now, like I think Jermaine said at the end. When he first came, yes, you could see that Jermaine was a person that was not into being with crowds. He's very quiet. In fact, he surprised me tonight with the speeches that he's giving. Really, Melissa and I was like, wow, he's good.
I was trying to not make it show, but I was like...
Yeah, because we're not used to that from Jermaine. So well done to Jermaine. But yes, he did find he was a people's person, and they all found that they're actually people's persons. Because when they go into their communities, a lot of the time the young people are just thrown up against the wall and searched. They're not, there's no, I mean, I remember the first time I saw it, I live in Augustown, and the first time I saw it, I said to the young person, gosh, you know what to do. You know, the van stops, they just get up on the wall. And he was like, yeah, we've been doing this now since we were like 7, 8 years old. And it was programmed into their heads, and I just found that so traumatic for me, that these young people were growing up like that. So when the name badges come out, I said, you know what? When you go into your community, when they see the university emblem, your name, and the UWI Community Film Project, I bet you that stops. And it did, because they were there with their badges, proud. They were seen to be doing something. You know, people weren't looking at them like they're loitering. Now they're university students, and you couldn't tell those parents that their children were not university students. And what it did was it went right across the community. It wasn't just the young people on the course, because I'm sure when we had graduation, all the parents, cousins, friends come up, all. It just because there was no cap and gowns, it was still graduation for the families and the friends that were involved. So when they're talking about the icebreakers, that's what they mean, that's what we do. The first week, before we start the course, we have the ice. And we have them doing silly things like getting on the floor. Can you imagine? These are like guys that are like in their communities like this. And they come and they're soft. And if you notice as well, I have to say this, both of the movies had hats in them. Yeah? You noticed that or you didn't? Okay, very observant, good. That's because at the end, we give them a topic, and the topic was at the drop of a hat. Okay? So all the movies were based around that.
But then they get free creative reign to produce whatever it is that they want to produce around that theme. We don't tell them anything else but at the drop of our hats, and they get to do whatever they want to do with that theme. So all of the stories that came out of the course, we don't feed them any ideas at all. It comes from within, it comes from their experiences. Or as that young man said, a lot of the men that come into the interviews actually talk about the fact that they write poems. And it's something that we don't expect, because a lot of them have stories, and a lot of love stories and personal experiences that they have that they want to share, but they don't tell anyone else. So when they get to come on the course, they get to put it into film and they get to see their idea on the screen. It's a remarkable experience for us to witness. And that's why we introduce the icebreaker section, because we learned that that is very necessary to start the course. Before they interact with each other on a very formal basis, they get to talk and find out more about each other and break down those barriers so they're more comfortable and realize that they can share their poems because no one will judge them, because they also have a poem that they want to share. So,
can I just say, it's 1 week writing, 1 day filming, and 1 day editing.
1 day.
Thank you so much. I just want to thank the UWI Film Project, Vishnu and Jermaine as well, for sharing the work that you have done. It's really fantastic, and I look forward to this partnership that is now evolving to see where that goes. So maybe in another 3 years we'll get a report at the next conference on where that has gone, where you're going. So thank you so much. Can we give